What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on a single video. Okay, if you were on Snapchat over the weekend, then you probably saw the crazy mess that was Tyler Baltierra from Teen Mom OG's Snapchat story. Just to back things up a little bit, let's get into some context. Tyler's wife, Caitlin, had another, serious suicidal episode, and so she checked into a rehab facility, and he had dropped her off in Arizona. And so he figured, hey, my wife is in rehab, so let me go Snapchat myself around town being a trifling little mess. So the first thing he Snapchats is himself at like the mountains or whatever, feet dangling, all, deep in his thoughts, all pensive or whatever. And then he Snapchats himself at some sort of a concert. I was like, oh, that's a good idea, enjoy yourself, kind of, find something to pick you back up a little bit before you head home and take care of your daughter, right? But no, unfortunately, Tyler could not just end things there. This, I don't even want to say what I would describe him as, but this blank decided to take to the streets of Arizona and just sit out front and record himself on Snapchat dropping the N-word, okay? So I'm gonna play the clip for you and you could hear it for yourself.
All I know is that I'm fucked up as fuck right now.
Before I get into my initial reaction when I saw what happened here, I have to say that if you're like me, you have a problem where you like to give people the benefit of the doubt. It's like sometimes people are like, slow or whatever, and you still just think that they can do better than what they're doing, right? So I was like, no, there's no way he was saying that. Maybe he was like, oh, you got to see the crowd, Kate. You got to see the crowd, guys, just something. It couldn't have been him being stupid enough to literally record and upload himself saying the N-word on Snapchat. Like, that's not possible. So I sat around and replayed this video like a minimum of 5 times just to make sure before I accuse him of anything that is what he was in fact saying. And unfortunately, it was what he was. Tyler literally was like, yo, I'm effed up as F. You gotta see the crowd, N-words. Wow. Just for people who are not black, to describe what it's like to happen upon these sorts of things. When you hear this word from someone, it's almost like he stopped the recording to literally say F you to you personally, just to describe the feeling of this sort of thing. It's like, this is not a word that people just casually throw around that I know of. And so it never loses its effect of being like, wait, what? Like, why would you say something like that? And I'm not even a Tyler fan, and I'm not like a sensitive person to these sorts of things, like all that. So I can't even imagine what his really young black fans might have felt when they saw this. If even I myself, as someone who doesn't even like or respect him or think he's intelligent in any capacity, was still taken aback and like kind of shocked and felt like he literally paused the video to say F you to me as a black person, I cannot imagine what his young fans thought about it. And like I said, few people in this world are stupid enough to literally hand you the rope to drag them with. You know what I mean? Like, usually when someone is stupid enough to use this word, they're accidentally busted. But then again, this is the fruit of Butch Baltierra's loins. So can I really be surprised? No. Remember, Kathleen Lights was stupid enough to drop this word in the middle of playing video games and, claim that she was drunk when she said it. But if you notice, she immediately told Jacqueline, who was recording at the time, to not upload the video. So it's kind of like, well, you're drunk enough to say this, but you're sober enough to know it's wrong. Which is it? And then PewDiePie is an example of, someone else who gets caught up in this because he accidentally was live and didn't, completely forgot that he was being recorded. And then again, he played the whole, oh, I was just like stressed out in the moment thing. And it's like, oh, is this a stress reliever? Is this what doctors are prescribing now? Is this what, pharmacists are putting out on their counters? I pretty much immediately took to Twitter to kind of figure out why he would say such a thing. And, I tagged him in a conversation that I was having with someone else. Like, why would this trifling ass MFers to even say something like this. And so Tyler responded by saying, "This trifling ass does have some explaining to do. I am a complete inconsiderate prick who made a mistake while attempting to take a mental break after dealing with everything. I deserve any hate you all give me, so lay it on me." What a beautiful way to paint yourself as the victim. And like I said earlier, dropping racial slurs is not a cure for stress, you know, because I'm pretty sure Xanax wouldn't exist at this point if it was, right? And second of all, me calling you out for dropping racial slurs is not hate. You know, so don't try to boo-hoo your way out of this or act like some sort of martyr where people are just gonna throw stones at you for no reason because you were so stressed out that you had to use this word. Like literally, imagine someone insulting you and your personhood, and their version of apologizing is literally being like, "Well, my wife just checked into rehab and I'm drunk. What do you expect but for me to say I am stressed?" So anyway, when I called him out, he issued a second statement, which was just as bad as the first. He goes, "Oh God, no, absolutely not playing the victim at all or making excuses. I said what I said. I was just explaining that I was drunk, trying to blow off some steam after a very emotional week, and I deserve any hate you throw at me. Honestly, I own my mistakes." Again, you guys, say it with me and let's say it slowly. Being drunk does not suddenly throw words into your vocabulary that you don't normally use, okay? I've been lit many a times and I've never dropped an R word, an N word, an F word, a C word, an S word, any kind of word, okay? It's just not in me to speak like that, and a little bit of wine or whatever is not going to bring it out of me simply because that is not the way that I speak. And honestly, the fact that Tyler had the nerve to film himself saying this lets me know that this is like a regular occurrence for him that he does not think is off in any sort of way. And it's probably just the way that him, Caitlyn, Butch, and April speak. To date, he hasn't issued like a public apology to his actual like followers. He did like a half-assed one to me when I called him out for not apologizing like straight up when it happened. But that's not what I would consider a public apology because there's so many people who don't see it because they don't check his mentions or replies. And again, it wasn't for me because I don't respect anything that Tyler says in the first place. Something that was a little bit surprising to me, but not really at the same time, was the amount of like non-Black people defending his decision to use this word, being like, "Oh, it's just a regular word. Hip hop made it mainstream. Everyone says it." I'm like, my Black ass and my Black ass friends do not speak like this, and I don't know where you as a non-Black person get off telling me how people like me speak, or that this word is regular or normal or like an everyday part of, you know, my vocabulary or anyone else's. You know what I mean? It's like, I dare you to go to the Blackest neighborhood you can find and drop this casual word then, if it's just an everyday term. And the level of outrage that people have at, you know, Black people for being offended by him saying the N-word is absolutely insane, because these are the same people that have nothing to say about the issues that African Americans especially actually face, like mass incarceration, unfair education, unfair healthcare, wealth inequality distribution. Like, what the heck? Why are you mad about the fact that you can't say this one word, you know, because it's discriminatory or against you or this or that, but you don't actually care about actual discrimination that these people face? Literally, do me a favor, take your false outrage and shove it up your ass, because in this world there are things that you are just not allowed to say. White people call each other certain things that I would never say. Asian people the same, Spanish people the same, and yes, Black people as well, and you just can't say it. Like, you not being allowed to say a certain word does not make you oppressed, and the fact that it bothers you so much is creepy and troubling to me. Literally, if someone told me not to do something because it bothered them, I would just say, okay. That's it. Like, there's nothing more to it. I don't know why someone would even bother to complain about that, especially something that we've been taught from literally almost birth not to say. So why is it just such a problem to people? There are over 1 billion other words in this world that you can use. Go use one of them and shut the F up about this one damn word, because it's not worth debating at this point. So there you have it, you guys. What do you think about the fact that Tyler was dumb enough to expose himself for using the N-word? Actually, before I wrap this up, I just want to say that Farrah's dad chimed in to make the situation about Farrah being like, oh, well, look at this guy dropping racial slurs. But Farrah gets canned for like shooting like webcam stuff. So Michael, F you for trying to co-opt this situation and making it about Farrah. I don't give a shit about her. And she has said many a racist thing her damn self. Also, don't forget, it was only like over the summer that Caitlyn herself was dumb enough to, again, on Snapchat, these people obviously need to delete their Snapchats or something, record herself with her mother calling people the R word, because we were all baffled at the fact that she decided to post naked videos of herself on Snapchat for the world to see. Like, clearly this family is not well in the head when it comes to understanding what you can and cannot say in this world. You can't sling around R words, you cannot sling around F words, you cannot sling around N words, point blank, and the period. There's no point in having a discussion about these things because they are not up for discussion. These teen mom people are really, really working my damn nerves. Remember, it was just this past Monday that we saw David calling Dr. Drew the F word on the Teen Mom 2 reunion. We've also heard one of the other guys, I think it was Adam, dropping the N. Like, these people are a hot ass mess. Money does not buy you class whatsoever, you guys. What do you think about Tyler's epic mistake and his subsequent reactions to it? Make sure to leave all your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And as usual, we'll chat. You can also like this video, subscribe for more. Feel free to share it with your friends as well. And follow me across social media where I absolutely love chatting with you. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.